welcome back to the Dice Tower's coverage of Origins 2016. I'm here again with Michael, who is going to share with us something that you have in the hopper here, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. So I'm really interested to find out, what have you been up to this time?
Yes, so this is special. This is actually the first time that I'm showing this prototype off anywhere. I mean, we have kept this locked down. So we've announced the game, but nothing has been seen of it. So this is big. This is a big deal right now.
How long has this been in development at this point then?
6 months or so.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
About 6 months or so.
Okay.
So Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea is Gamelyn Games taking on a big, huge project. So everybody's like, oh, I love Tiny Epic Kingdoms, right? But when are you going to make giant epic kingdoms?
Yes, I've heard that very thing.
This is essentially that.
Okay.
Now, it is not the same game mechanically. Very, very new, very, original concept, original stuff. But it does hint to Tiny Epic Kingdoms in some ways. But it is a 4X game, a full big box 4X. The base game includes 80 miniatures.
Oh, so it's going to have minis.
With additional factions of up to another 80 miniatures. I mean, fully invested, you get 160 minis in this game. So I mean, I'm telling you, this is the real deal. This is big. All these little meeples you're seeing here are going to be miniatures.
Cool.
Yes, and they're fantastic. And the sculptor is Chad Hoveter of Plaid Hat Games.
Oh.
Tail Feathers, Mice and Mystics. So I mean, if you know that at all, then you know that these minis are going to be top-notch, highly detailed, high quality, manufactured by the same manufacturer that does our Tiny Epic games. So owners of those products know the quality that Panda Games produces. So you can really look forward to this one. We're a little ways out. This hits Kickstarter January 26th. So it's still got a little bit of time in the oven. But what you're seeing here is this board is actually a little bit smaller than the final board.
Really?
So we're even a little bit small.
You really are proving to people I can make big games. See?
I can do it. But it is by Scott Almes, so it's still going to possess some of the approachability and other traits that Scott's kind of unique for. I mean, the rule book is not more than 4 or 5 pages.
Oh, okay. How's it work? How's it going to work?
So each player has their own faction, maybe the orcs, the humans, the same kind of thing here as Tiny Epic Kingdoms. But your faction is going to be represented essentially by all your little guys here. This is the setup for one player. So we have our capital city, which is going to show all of our buildings. This is essentially our tech tree. So you've got a barracks and a wizard tower and a thieves guild, docks and a spire. So this is where all the good action is happening. And then up at the top of the board is kind of an action card or an action track. Again, similar to Tiny Epic Kingdoms, but very different. It features 2 different kinds of actions. Capital actions, which are going to involve mainly city-based actions or building, things like that. And conquest actions, which are going to be like sailing across the sea or patrolling or flying in a ship or casting spells and things of that nature.
Stuff that affects the map and the other players a lot more.
Precisely.
Okay.
And much like Scott has done with his previous games of following and round robin actions and stuff, this has that as well. So you'll see that I got a couple of little action tokens, and these are what I use to select what I'm doing. But additionally, I'll have a couple of my guys up here. And so if somebody else takes an action, let's say somebody else takes a conquest action, like they're going to build, well then I can do that as well on their turn, but I'm going to spend one of my peons doing it. So I would go, well, I'm going to build as well. But see, there's a bit of an economy with that, because these guys are what I need to build my stuff, and these guys are what I need to send out and collect resources. So I'm going to need to weigh those options. Do I want to be taking more actions, or do I want to be expanding more, building my engine more? And that's going to be a big part of the mental battle that's happening on your capital city.
It's always nice to have those decisions where you have to balance your resources to determine which direction you want to go in that turn, in that round.
So there'll be exploration tokens spread out all across. So as you're going into new regions, you'll be discovering new things, flipping things over. So we're definitely going to bring that exploration aspect in. And then there's, of course, war. Absolutely. So when these other nations coming across the sea, coming over to your area and engage in battle, war will be resolved based on the strength of the units that you have, but then also a tactics deck that each player has, and they're the same. So I'll know, and based on looking at these cards, I'll see that Siege is going to cost 4 ore, and it's going to be +3 against Barricade. Barricade is another one of these cards, and so you're going to be able to play one of your cards when you go to battle, and that you're going to base that on kind of, well, what resources is my opponent at? Can he afford a Siege? You know, if he can, maybe I don't want to play Barricade, right? Because Siege totally trumps my Barricade. And so I'm going to want to weigh in kind of what he has, what I think he's going to play. Is he going to kind of defend, or is he going to really go for it all and really spend a lot? And that'll be based on, based on that, I'll make my decision as what card I'm going to play.
Interesting. I see the land, and I see the sea. How does the air play into this?
Yes, so they're going to be cardboard constructs. So think like Colt Express, right? You punch out these things and build up all these awesome components. So that is where the air part will come in, because each faction built from the Spire will have an air vessel. It may be a dragon, and that may only seat 1, but that's for the orcs, for instance, where the humans alternatively have an airship and it can seat 3. And so you actually be putting your minis in these constructs.
Really?
And then that's how you're going to be flying around and traveling the world. And again, each faction's a little bit different. While the dragon may be particularly tough for combat, again, he only carries 1 guy. So if you're trying to get your peasants to another area for more resources, it's going to be a bit tougher if you're the orcs. You're going to maybe find a different way to do that. Whereas the humans are going to be particularly keen at that, And you'll have a construct for your boat. So you'll be building up a boat and traveling that around. Your heroes, towers that you'll be spreading around the nation. It's just got it all, man.
Wow.
Fully loaded.
I was going to say, Michael, you've thought of everything here. Wow. So again, Kickstarter is probably going to be first thing in 2017?
That's right.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one progresses, and be sure to keep us posted on its progress.
Yes, check it out. Check it out. Thank you.
In the meantime, thanks for watching the Dice Towers coverage of Origin 2016, and we'll talk to you again soon.